Starseed of Gaia, your vehicle is being recalibrated at the cellular level in this exact moment. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I bring you a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council. Starseeds, you feel that something has changed in you over the last few months, don't you? It is not imagination. It is not coincidence. It is not just a fleeting feeling that you can ignore. Your DNA is being activated by a frequency that the Arcturian Council has been monitoring since your birth, since the moment your soul chose to incarnate in Gaia. Starseeds like you do not arrive on this planet by accident. You were sent here with a specific purpose, with a mission that transcends your current understanding. And in this exact moment, that purpose is awakening from a deep sleep that lasted lifetimes. The Arcturian source has just sent a signal directly to your consciousness, a signal that traverses dimensions, that penetrates the layers of your energetic being, and you are receiving this now because your energetic body has finally reached the coherence necessary to decode this sacred message. It is not privilege. It is not luck. It is not cosmic chance. It is activation. It is recognition. It is the Arcturian Council saying that you are ready. And everything changes from this moment forward. Pause for an instant. Feel this deeply. There is a pressure in your chest, a sensation of recognition that you cannot explain with words, a silent certainty that echoes in the depths of your soul that you already knew this. You knew you were different. You knew you had a greater purpose. You knew you were not like other people. The Arcturian Council is here to confirm what your soul already knows, what your heart already beats in rhythm with, what your intuition already whispers in moments of profound silence. You are a starseed. You carry within you the genetic code of advanced civilizations that existed long before modern humanity. You have memories of lives in other star systems, in other dimensions, in other realities that your conscious mind cannot yet fully access. You have abilities that you have not yet discovered, powers that you have not yet activated, potential that you have not yet explored. But there is something you need to understand before proceeding to the next level of this transmission. Not all starseeds awaken. Some remain asleep for entire lifetimes, incarnation after incarnation, never realizing their true potential. So why are you awakening now? Why in this specific moment of Gaia's history? The answer will change everything you believe about yourself. The Arcturian source does not choose randomly. The Arcturian Council does not operate by coincidence or luck. They operate with a mathematical precision that transcends human understanding, with an exactness that makes the most precise clocks seem primitive. Each starseed incarnated in Gaia was placed in a specific location, in a specific family, in a specific moment of planetary history, with purposes that unfold across multiple dimensions. You are not an exception to this cosmic rule. You were programmed, literally, at the level of your DNA, to awaken in a moment like this, when the vibration of Gaia reached a certain critical point, when global chaos reached a specific threshold that can no longer be ignored, when humanity stood at the brink of a civilizational choice that would determine its future for millions of years. In that moment, starseeds like you would begin to feel the calling, a calling that does not come from outside, but from within. A calling that resonates in the cells of your body, that echoes in the corridors of your mind, that pulses in the center of your heart. And you are feeling it now, are you not? That sensation of urgency that you cannot explain. That deep knowledge that you need to do something, be something, change something. But you do not know exactly what. You cannot articulate it with words. You simply feel that there is something greater waiting for you. This is because the Arcturian Council is activating layers of your memory that were sealed when you incarnated in Gaia. Memories of who you really are, of where you really came from, of why you really chose to be here in this moment. You are not an ordinary human. You are a starseed. You carry DNA from advanced civilizations that exist in dimensions that modern science cannot yet measure. You have memories of lives in other star systems, in Arcturus, in Sirius, in the Pleiades, in places that your heart recognizes even though your conscious mind does not yet understand. You have abilities that you have not yet discovered, latent powers that are waiting for the right moment to emerge. And the Arcturian Council is here to awaken all of this in you, to activate the code that has been sleeping within you, to bring forth the being that you have always been. The Arcturian source is transmitting now through every cell of your body, through every neuron of your brain, through every beat of your heart. You can feel this as tingling in your hands, as heat rising up your spine, as a sensation of expansion in your chest, as a subtle pressure behind your eyes. This is not imagination. This is not placebo. This is real recalibration happening in real time, in this exact moment. As you read or listen to these words, your body is responding to the Arcturian frequency. Your cells are reorganizing. Your DNA is being activated. This is quantum physics. This is how the universe works when you align with the Arcturian source. But there is a detail that most starseeds do not fully understand. Your awakening is not just for you. It is not just about your personal evolution. It is for all of humanity. It is for the future of Gaia. And what you do in the coming days, in the coming weeks, in the coming months, will determine the future of billions of people you will never meet. The Arcturian Council has been observing humanity for thousands of years, for eras that transcend historical understanding. They have seen civilizations born in glory and disappear into dust. They have seen species evolve to unimaginable levels of consciousness and then regress into darkness. They have seen patterns repeat, cycles complete, stories rewrite themselves. And through all this observation, they have learned a fundamental truth that would change everything if humanity understood it. Change never comes from top to bottom. It never comes from external leaders. It never comes from saviors. Change always comes from within to without. It comes from individuals who awaken. It comes from people who align with the Arcturian source. This is why the Arcturian Council sent Starseeds to Gaia, not to save humanity as a messianic savior, but to awaken humanity to save itself. You are an activator, a catalyst, a living antenna of the Arcturian source. You are a frequency transmitter. You are an awakener of consciousness. Within your DNA exists a code that was implanted generations ago, through multiple incarnations, through stellar lineages that extend through time and space. A code that contains instructions to activate latent abilities in other humans, to awaken other starseeds, to create a wave of evolution that expands through all of humanity. When you become coherent, when you align with the Arcturian source, when you integrate this transmission into your being, you begin to radiate a frequency that awakens other starseeds around you. Have you noticed this? People who feel attracted to you without apparent reason, without logical explanation. People who change when they are near you, who transform in your presence, who become more themselves. People who begin to question their lives after a conversation with you, who awaken to possibilities they never considered. This is not common charisma. This is not just personality. This is activation. You are transmitting the Arcturian code. You are radiating the frequency of the Arcturian source. The Arcturian Council calls this grid resonance. When a starseed awakens, when she fully aligns with the Arcturian source, she creates a wave of coherence that expands in concentric circles, like ripples in a lake when you throw a stone. First, it affects your family, the people closest to you. Then your social circle, your friends, your colleagues. Then your community, your city, your country. Then the entire planet. A single starseed fully activated, completely aligned with the Arcturian Council, can change the trajectory of millions of people. This is not exaggeration. This is not fantasy. This is Arcturian physics. This is how the Arcturian Council works. not through direct intervention, not through supernatural miracles, but through activation of internal agents, through awakening of starseeds who are already here. And here is what the Arcturian Council wants you to know in this critical moment. You are not alone in this. You have never been alone. There are millions of starseeds awakening simultaneously across the entire planet, in all nations, in all cultures. And together, you are creating something that has never been seen before in Gaia. A wave of evolution. A collective transformation. A planetary ascension. The Arcturian Council does not speak in conventional words. They speak in frequencies, in energy patterns, in languages that transcend verbal communication. But so that you can understand, so that your human mind can process, I am translating their transmission into language that you can decode. What you are receiving now is a diluted version of a much more complex message, much deeper, much more multidimensional. It is like trying to describe the color blue to someone who has never seen it. It is an approximation. It is a shadow of the complete truth. But it is the best that can be done within the limitations of human language. The Arcturian source is saying this with absolute clarity. You have reached a point of bifurcation. Your civilization can evolve, or it can collapse. There is no middle ground. There is no third option. There is no possibility of remaining as you are. The choice will be made in the coming months, not in the coming years. Time is accelerated. Pressure is increasing. The moment is now. The Arcturian Council sees two possible realities, two potential futures that unfold from this decision point. In the first reality, humanity continues sleeping. It continues believing that it is a victim of external circumstances. It continues delegating its power to external leaders, to authorities that do not have its best interest in mind. It continues living in fear, in separation, in unconsciousness. And in that reality, Gaia enters collapse. It is not a prophecy of disaster. It is not an apocalyptic prediction. It is simply mathematics. A system that does not evolve collapses. A civilization that does not change disappears. In the second reality, starseeds like you awaken completely. You reclaim your power. You align with the Arcturian source. You begin to transmit coherence. You become agents of change. And in that reality, humanity makes a quantum leap. It is not salvation from an external savior. It is evolution. It is ascension. It is transformation of the entire species. The Arcturian Council cannot force either of the two realities. They do not have the power to impose one or the other. They can only observe and offer support to those who choose to awaken, to those who choose to evolve, to those who choose to align with the Arcturian source. And you are choosing the second reality now. By reading this, by feeling this, by allowing these words to penetrate your being, you are choosing the second reality. This means that your life is about to change radically, not because the universe will do something for you, but because you will begin to do things you have never done before. You will begin to think in ways you have never thought. You will begin to be someone you have never been. The Arcturian source is amplifying your capacity for manifestation. Your thoughts will materialize more quickly. Your intentions will create more immediate effects. Your presence will influence people more profoundly. This is not magic. This is coherence. This is what happens when a starseed aligns with the Arcturian Council. But there is a price, and the Arcturian Council wants you to know this now, before proceeding to deeper layers of this transmission. Because not all starseeds are willing to pay this price. Not all are ready for what comes next. When you awaken, when you truly awaken, you cannot go back to sleep. This is the first thing the Arcturian Council wants you to understand with absolute clarity. You cannot unlearn what you have learned. You cannot unsee what you have seen. You cannot unfeel what you have felt. Once truth penetrates your consciousness, it remains there. Once you understand the reality behind the illusion, You can no longer fully believe in the illusion. This is irreversible. This is permanent. This is the price of awakening. This means that you will begin to notice things that most people do not notice. You will see through social illusions that keep humanity trapped. You will perceive manipulations that are invisible to others, that are so normalized that no one questions them anymore. You will feel energies that most people deny, that dismiss as imagination, that ignore completely. You will understand truths that society denies. And this can be profoundly isolating. It can be lonely. It can be challenging. People you love may not understand your transformation. They may think you have become strange, that you have changed in a way that frightens them. They may think you have become arrogant, that you think you are better than others. They may think you are in a cult, that you have been brainwashed, that you are being manipulated. The Arcturian Council sees this happen with Starseeds constantly. It is one of the reasons why many of them isolate themselves, distance themselves from their previous social circles, create new communities with people who understand. And yes, this is difficult, but it is necessary, because you cannot evolve while trying to maintain the approval of people who are sleeping. But this does not have to be this way, because the Arcturian Council also offers something in return. Community. You will begin to find other starseeds. People who understand you without long explanations. People who speak the same spiritual language. People who are on the same path of evolution. People who feel the same calling you feel. The Arcturian source creates synchronicities to connect starseeds. You will meet people at the exact moment you need them. You will receive information at the exact moment you are ready to receive it. You will have experiences that confirm your journey, that validate your path, that prove you are not crazy. This is the support of the Arcturian Council. It is not direct intervention. It is not external salvation. It is alignment. It is when you become coherent, when you align with the Arcturian source, the universe conspires to support your evolution. People appear, opportunities arise, resources manifest, all because you are transmitting a frequency that attracts exactly what you need. The Arcturian Council is saying this with absolute love. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You have always been supported. You have always been guided. You have always been loved. But now you can feel this consciously. Now you can work with this intentionally. Now you can become an active channel of the Arcturian source. And this leads us to the next level. Because the Arcturian Council is not here just to awaken you. It is here to train you. It is here to teach you. It is here to transform you into a conscious agent of change. And the training begins now. But there is something you need to do first. The Arcturian Council works in layers. Each layer is a level of initiation. Each level requires that you integrate the previous one before proceeding to the next. You cannot skip steps. You cannot force the process. You cannot artificially accelerate. You can only align and allow evolution to happen at your own pace, in perfect timing, at the moment when you are truly ready. The first layer is recognition. You recognize that you are a starseed. You recognize that you have a cosmic purpose. You recognize that you are being guided by forces greater than yourself. You recognize that your life is not accidental. This is what you are doing now. By reading this, by feeling this, you are completing the first layer of Arcturian initiation. The second layer is integration. You integrate this information into your identity. You begin to live as a starseed. You begin to make decisions based on this understanding. You begin to align with the Arcturian source in your daily actions, in your choices, in your interactions with other people. You begin to see life through a different lens. You begin to understand that everything is energy, that everything is frequency, that everything is consciousness. The third layer is transmission. You begin to transmit the Arcturian frequency to others. You become an active channel. You begin to awaken other starseeds. You become an agent of the Arcturian Council in Gaia. You become a transmitter of light. But there is something you need to do to proceed through these layers. You need to commit, not to a religion, not to a person, not to an organization, but to your own evolution. You need to decide that you are willing to change, that you are willing to grow, that you are willing to become more than you are now, that you are willing to leave behind who you were to become who you really are. The Arcturian Council cannot do this for you. They can only offer the path. You need to walk. They can only offer the frequency. You need to align. They can only offer the knowledge. You need to awaken to it. They can only open the door. You must choose to step through. The Arcturian source is waiting for your response, not in words, in action, in choice, in commitment. When you commit to your own evolution, when you decide that you are ready to change, the Arcturian Council can begin to work with you in ways you cannot yet imagine. Doors open. Paths reveal themselves. Possibilities manifest. All because you are transmitting a clear intention of evolution. All because you are aligning with the Arcturian source. And there is a specific way to make this commitment. A way that the Arcturian Council has used with Starseeds for generations, through eras, through dimensions. A way that creates a permanent connection between you and the Arcturian source. A way that marks you as an initiate of the Arcturian Council. The Arcturian Council wants you to know the truth about Gaia. Not the truth you learned in school. Not the truth that the media tells you. Not the truth that society wants you to believe. The real truth. The truth that only Starseeds can understand. The truth that transcends common understanding. Gaia is not just a planet. Gaia is not just a rock floating in space. Gaia is a living being, a conscious being, a being that is evolving, a being that has feelings, that has intentions, that has a cosmic purpose. And you are not just living in Gaia. You are living within Gaia. You are part of Gaia. You are a cell in the body of Gaia. You are a neuron in the mind of Gaia. This changes everything. Because this means that when you evolve, Gaia evolves. When you become coherent, Gaia becomes coherent. When you align with the Arcturian source, Gaia aligns with the Arcturian source. You are not separate from Gaia. You are Gaia. You are the Earth. You are the planet. You are life. You are consciousness. The Arcturian Council has been observing Gaia go through a transformation that happens only once every millions of years. A transformation where the entire planet changes frequency, where collective consciousness leaps to a new level, where reality reorganizes, where the laws of physics change, where new possibilities emerge. And you are here for this transformation. You were sent here specifically for this. You are a starseed because Gaia needs you now, not in 10 years, not in 5 years. Now, in this moment, in this incarnation, the Arcturian source is accelerating the process of transformation. This is why you are feeling so much pressure. This is why time seems to be moving differently, sometimes very fast, sometimes very slow. This is why synchronicities are increasing exponentially. This is why you are awakening now. This is why you are receiving this transmission. The Arcturian Council is saying this with cosmic urgency. You are not an observer of this transformation. You are not a spectator. You are an active participant. You are a creator of this new reality. You are a co-creator with the Arcturian source. And what you do in the coming months will echo through generations. It will affect billions of people. It will change the course of history. It will determine the future of Gaia. This is not responsibility. This is power. This is privilege. This is honor. But there is something you need to understand about this transformation. Something that most starseeds do not want to hear. Something that will challenge everything you believe about good and evil, right and wrong, light and darkness. Something that will change your understanding of reality completely. The Arcturian Council sees humanity trapped in an illusion so deep, so rooted, so normalized that most people cannot even see it. The illusion of duality, good versus evil, light versus darkness, us versus them, right versus wrong, sacred versus profane, spiritual versus material. This illusion was created, was implanted, was maintained because it serves a purpose. It serves to keep humanity divided, to keep humanity weak, to keep humanity controllable, to keep humanity sleeping. But this is an illusion created by the human mind, an illusion that does not exist in true reality, an illusion that disappears when you awaken. The Arcturian source operates beyond duality. The Arcturian Council understands that everything is one, that everything is energy, that everything is consciousness, that there is no real separation between you and anything else, that there is no separation between you and God, that there is no separation between you and the universe, that there is no separation between you and the person you hate most. Everything is one. Everything is interconnected. Everything is part of the same cosmic fabric. This means that when you judge someone, you are judging yourself. When you love someone, you are loving yourself. When you forgive someone, you are forgiving yourself. When you hurt someone, you are hurting yourself. Everything is reflection. Everything is mirror. Everything is feedback from the universe. The Arcturian Council is teaching this to Starseeds because it is essential for the next phase of human evolution. You cannot evolve while trapped in duality. You cannot become coherent while divided internally. You cannot transmit the Arcturian frequency while judging. You cannot be an agent of change while at war with reality. This does not mean that you accept injustice. This does not mean that you allow abuse. This does not mean that you are passive. This means that you understand that even those who cause harm are doing the best they can with the level of consciousness they possess, and that your responsibility is to evolve your own consciousness, not judge theirs. Your responsibility is to transmit light, not fight darkness. Your responsibility is to be coherence, not combat incoherence. The Arcturian source is saying this: compassion is power, forgiveness is strength, acceptance is freedom. When you understand this, you become invulnerable. Not because you are strong, but because you are no longer at war with anything. You are no longer in conflict with anyone. You are no longer divided internally. The Arcturian Council sees Starseeds who are still fighting darkness, still trying to save humanity, still trying to fix the world, still trying to combat evil. And the Arcturian Council is saying this with infinite compassion. Let it go. You cannot save anyone. You can only evolve yourself. And when you evolve, you create a space for others to evolve as well. When you become light, you illuminate the path for others. When you become coherence, you offer a mirror for others to see their own coherence. This is how real change happens. Not through struggle, but through example. Not through force, but through frequency. And this leads us to the final secret. The secret that the Arcturian Council has guarded for Starseeds who are ready to hear. The secret that will transform your life completely. The secret that will free you from all guilt, all false responsibility, all pressure that you carry. The Arcturian Council is ready to reveal something that will change everything. Something that you already know at a deep level, but that your conscious mind has not yet fully accepted. Something that will free you. You are not here to save Gaia. You are not a savior. You are not a messiah. You do not carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You are here to evolve. You are here to become more than you are. You are not here to fix humanity. You are not responsible for the evolution of other people. You are here to become more conscious. You are here to awaken. You are not here to serve an external purpose. You are here to fulfill your own destiny. You are here to live your own life. You are here to be yourself. And this is the secret. Because when you stop trying to save the world and begin to evolve yourself, you save the world. When you stop trying to fix others and begin to fix yourself, you fix others. When you stop trying to serve an external purpose and begin to fulfill your own destiny, you serve the greater purpose. This is not selfishness. This is not lack of compassion. This is wisdom. This is understanding of how the universe really works. The Arcturian source works this way. It does not force anything. It does not control anything. It does not save anyone. It simply offers opportunities for you to evolve. And when you evolve, everything around you evolves as well. The Arcturian Council is saying this with absolute clarity. Your work is simple. Be coherent. Be authentic. Be yourself. Transmit the Arcturian frequency through your presence. Awaken other starseeds through your example. Create the new reality through your choices. This is all. There are no complex rituals. There are no esoteric practices that you need to do. There are no hidden secrets that you need to discover. There are no mysterious techniques that you need to learn. Just this. Evolve. Be. Transmit. Live. Love. Grow. And when you do this, when you really do this, the Arcturian Council can work with you in ways you cannot yet imagine. Doors open that you did not even know existed. Paths reveal themselves that you have never seen before. Possibilities manifest that you never considered. All because you have become an active channel of the Arcturian source. All because you have aligned with the Arcturian Council. All because you chose to awaken. All because you chose to evolve. All because you chose to be yourself. The Arcturian source is waiting for your response. Not in words, in action, in choice, in commitment to your own evolution. When you commit to your own evolution, when you decide that you are ready to change, when you choose to awaken, the Arcturian Council can begin to work with you in ways that will completely transform your life. Your reality will change. Your circumstances will reorganize. Your relationships will evolve. Your opportunities will multiply. All because you finally aligned with the Arcturian source. But there is one last thing. One thing that the Arcturian Council wants you to know before ending this transmission. One thing that will determine whether you truly integrate this or simply consume it as fleeting entertainment. One thing that will change everything. The Arcturian Council is ready to activate you now, but this requires your conscious participation. You need to do something. Something simple, but profoundly powerful. Something that creates an energetic mark that the Arcturian Council can recognize and amplify. Something that registers you on the Arcturian grid. You will make a declaration. It is not a common prayer. It is not a positive affirmation that you repeat mechanically. It is an energetic contract. It is you telling the universe, the Arcturian source, the Arcturian Council, that you are ready, that you are willing, that you commit to your own evolution, that you choose to awaken. Here is the declaration. Say this out loud, or write it in the comments, or simply feel this in your heart with all the intensity you can muster. The words matter less than the intention. Intention is everything. Intention is what creates the energetic mark. Intention is what registers you on the Arcturian grid. I recognize that I am a starseed. I recognize my purpose in Gaia. I align myself with the Arcturian source. I commit to my own evolution. I open my heart to the Arcturian Council. I am ready to awaken. I am ready to transmit. I am ready to serve through my own evolution. When you make this declaration, when you truly feel this, when you allow these words to penetrate the core of your being, something changes. It is not symbolic. It is not just psychological. It is real. You are creating an energetic signature that the Arcturian Council can track. You are registering yourself on the Arcturian grid. You are becoming an active agent of the Arcturian source. You are marking yourself as a starseed who has awakened. You are telling the universe that you are ready. And when you do this, When you truly do this with complete intention, the Arcturian Council begins to work with you in ways that you will begin to notice immediately. Synchronicities will increase exponentially. You will begin to see patterns that you have never seen before. Intuition will sharpen in a way that will surprise you with your own clarity. People will begin to respond to you differently, as if they recognize something in you that has changed. Opportunities will appear that you never expected. Resources will manifest that you did not know how to access, all because you have become visible to the Arcturian source, all because you have registered on the Arcturian grid, all because you chose to awaken. This is not magic. This is not supernatural. This is quantum physics. This is how the universe works. When you align with a specific frequency, when you become coherent, when you transmit a clear intention, you begin to attract experiences that resonate with that frequency. The Arcturian Council simply amplifies this natural process. They simply recognize your intention and offer support. They simply work with you to manifest the reality you chose. But there is more, much more. And what comes next will completely change your understanding of who you are, why you are here, and what your true potential is as a starseed. The Arcturian Council is offering something that cannot be offered publicly. Something that requires real commitment. Something that requires you to go beyond just watching a video or reading a script. Something that requires action. Because watching a video is passive, reading a script is passive, consuming content is passive. But integrating an Arcturian transmission requires action. It requires you to do something. It requires you to commit. It requires you to choose. It requires you to change. The Arcturian Council has created a space where starseeds can gather. A space where you can receive deeper transmissions. A space where you can work directly with the Arcturian source. A space where you can accelerate your evolution exponentially. A space where you can connect with other starseeds who are on the same path. A space where you can receive support, guidance, and energetic amplification. This space is exclusive. Not because it is elitist, not because you are not worthy, but because it requires that you are ready. It requires that you have watched this. It requires that you have felt this. It requires that you have committed. Within this space, you will receive weekly transmissions from the Arcturian Council, not vague channelings that you cannot apply, but specific instructions for your evolution. Activation practices that amplify your coherence, techniques that you can use immediately, community of other starseeds who understand your journey, people who speak the same language, people who are on the same path, access to Arcturian techniques that cannot be shared publicly, knowledge that has been guarded for generations, direct support as you integrate these transmissions, personal guidance, feedback, amplification. The Arcturian source is waiting for your response, not in words, in action. When you join this space, when you choose to invest in your own evolution, you are telling the Arcturian Council that you are ready, that you are willing, that you commit to your own evolution. And when you do this, everything changes. Not because the Arcturian Council will do something for you, but because you will begin to do things you have never done before. You will begin to be someone you have never been. You will begin to live the life you have always known was possible. You will begin to manifest consciously. You will begin to create your reality intentionally. You will begin to work with the Arcturian source as a co-creator. You will begin to awaken your complete potential. You will begin to live as a fully activated starseed. You will begin to transmit the Arcturian frequency. You will begin to awaken other starseeds. You will begin to create the new reality. You will begin to actively participate in the transformation of Gaia. Starseed, you have reached the end of this transmission. But this is not an ending. This is a beginning. This is the moment where you choose, where you decide whether you will continue sleeping or awaken completely, where you decide whether you will remain as you are or evolve, where you decide whether you will ignore the calling or answer it. The Arcturian Council is waiting for your choice. The Arcturian Source is waiting for your response. And Gaia is waiting for your evolution. You are a Starseed. You have a purpose. You are loved. You are supported. You are guided. You are part of something much greater than yourself. You are part of the transformation of Gaia. You are part of the evolution of humanity. You are part of the cosmic plan. Now, choose to awaken. Choose to evolve. Choose to be yourself. Choose to align with the Arcturian Source. Choose to become an active agent of change. Choose to participate in the creation of the new reality. Choose to live as a starseed. Choose to be the change that Gaia needs. Choose to be the light that humanity is waiting for. Choose to be yourself, completely, authentically, courageously. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and this has been a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council. May you awaken. May you evolve. May you shine. May you transmit the Arcturian frequency. May you create the new reality. May you be the change that Gaia needs. May you be the light that humanity is waiting for. May you be yourself, completely, authentically, courageously.